Hello, fellow Gizmos. My name is Gizmo21, and welcome back to more Doki Doki Blue Skies. I think the last episode we left off here. Yeah, okay. Within a few minutes, we've arrived at the school entrance amidst a crowd of chattering students. I hope that's probably too loud. Hold on. Is there like master... That's good. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about. Alright. We wave goodbye as we head off to our separate classes. I have Sakari? How do you pronounce that? I have Sakari in the morning, so I'm fairly confident that the next hour or so won't be too bad. Okay, good for that. Who's Sakari, you might ask? Yeah, I do. Only one of the coolest, most down-to-earth teachers we have in whole school. Being on the young side himself, the experience of high school is much fresher in his mind than in some of the other teachers, especially the older ones. Right? Like, that's the big thing right there, is like, you know, teachers don't really understand what, or don't remember, a lot of them don't remember, like, what high school was even like, you know? Especially if they're, like, really old. He gives me a smile as I open the door. So this is a new character. Morning, Gizmo. How are we today? Not bad, sir. Same old, same old. How about you? Well, we're definitely well, we're finally starting our okay. God, I can't read. Well, we're finally starting our module, that's what it is, on 20th century history today. So, needless to say, I'm excited. Oh yeah, First World War, Nazism, Second World War, that stuff, you bet? I've waited all year for this to start. Oh man, you guys are in for a real treat. I hope so. That's something else I really admire about him. He's so enthusiastic about his subject, and that enthusiasm really makes learning about history that much more enjoyable. Right? That's another thing I feel like a teacher needs. She needs to be like genuinely passionate about the subject of which she wants to teach others. Combined with the fact that he's fairly relaxed, especially when it comes to homework, you can really see why he's popular. Although he does have a strict rule, of course. That side of him comes to light every now and again. Oh, a strict side, not rule. I'm an idiot. Anyway. So, he isn't a pushover. By and large, he's earned the respect of his students by striking the balance just right. I just wish that all my teachers were as friendly and made efforts to know their students better. Ah, well. I take a seat in one of my classmates, Emmy, smiles and waves. Bouncy and energetic, she has a reputation for her skills on the track field. Even when she isn't running, she's still pretty much a ball of energy. Oh, also a new character. Ah, cool. I was wondering if there was gonna be new characters, because I didn't see the trailer or anything. You guys were just like, hey, you should play it, and I downloaded it, and it was like, alright, cool. Hey, we have one of those odd friendships where we get along well in class, but don't really see each other outside of school. See, a lot of people I know are like that. There's only a few that I actually know outside of school. How are you doing, Emmy? I presume that's how you pronounce that. Training was really fun today, Gizmo. Oh? She's always on the hunt for new recruits to join the track team, and she has a habit of dropping some not so subtle hints. Yeah, we're always looking for new people, and I know you aren't part of any clubs, so you should totally join us. Oh, we're about to have a battle of the clubs here. It's funny you mentioned that. I'm not a part of any clubs, actually. I think I'm gonna check out the literature club after school. I didn't really think you were the poetic type, but if you ever get bored of writing poems, you know where to find me. How many times do I have to tell you that? Alright guys, let's make a start. It's almost criminal that I had to wait so long to teach my favorite century. Well, that's the school's lesson over. Okay. As I linger behind in the classroom to gather up all my things, I hear the door open. It's Sayori. Oh, look, it's Sayori. Hi again, Gizmo. Hey, the literature club's meeting today, right? Yeah, it is. I was just heading there now. Do you still want to come along? You betcha. I say that sometimes. Anyway, Sayori seems to perk up, looking excited that I still want to come along to the club. Look at you, finally doing some extracurriculars. Yep. Trying to get my game on as far as knowledge goes. I mean, if you're the vice president, it can't be that bad, right? She giggles, making me smile. Each individual club member makes it special. Everyone works hard to have fun together. Well, let's not keep them waiting. It'd be rude to show up late. I want to make a good first impression after all. I guess you're right. Come on, it's right this way and up the stairs at the end. Oh, right. I follow Sayori down the hallway. She seems excited, and it's nice to know that I'm making her day at least a little bit better. The stairs lead up to a section of the school that I recognize as the third year's wing. Sayori leads me to a classroom and knocks on the door. ... Believe that's probably the better thing there. Anyway, trust me, you're gonna love it. She's definitely enthusiastic about this club, that's for sure. After a seemingly long wait, the door finally slides open. A small pink-haired girl peeks out. Sayori. She peeks out further. Hey, Natsuki. Guess what? Yes, she's an interesting character. Like I said, if you guys have not, like played the original or watched the original, then you're doing yourself a shame, really, because God, the original one was really good. I found someone who wants to join our club. The girl, who's apparently called Natsuki, slowly turns a glare to me and narrows her eyes. She opens the door fully, and behind her I see another girl sitting at a desk, her face buried in a book. What? Hey, wait, Sayori! Sayori practically pushes Natsuki out of the way. She seems excited to introduce me to the rest of the club members. God. Hey, God. I think the first time I played Doki Doki, I think she was the one I was trying to, like, impress or whatever. I think. It was either her or Yuri. Yeah, one of the two. Anyway, which, if you guys don't know who Yuri is, you're about to see her soon, hopefully. Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to our newest member, Gizmo. Sayori. hold up. It's a bit quick to call me the new member, isn't it? I then notice a third girl peek out behind a bookshelf in the corner of the classroom. Can it be... Is that Monica? Oh god. Is it because we already know who she is from the last experience or the beginning? Or is it because, like, maybe she's popular in the school or something? I don't know. We're about to find out. Monica is one of the most Yep, okay. That answers that. Monica is one of the most popular girls in this high school. Everyone seems to flock to her because she's smart, beautiful, athletic, you name it, she's got it. Unfortunately, this also means she's completely out of my league. She looks at me first with a stern look, but then quickly lights up, puts down the books she's holding, and rushes over. Ah, it's Monica! Ah, Gizmo, what a nice surprise. I bet it is. Welcome to the club. Yeah, you know, I really wish I went back and played Doki Doki more, because I believe I only played it twice, and I went after Natsuki and, Yori, which I kind of wish I went after Monica or Sayori just to see what happened. I don't know. The girl who has her face buried in her book suddenly jolts up and looks right at me. She quickly snaps her book shut and timidly moves to join the conversation. Ah, it's Yuri! Or girl too, sorry. Oh, a new member? My name is Yuri. Yeah. Holy crap, it seems I've somehow lucked out. Not only is Monica in this club, but also a bunch of other cute girls. Am I glad I decided to come here instead of the anime club today? But enough gawking, Gizmo. Stop staring and start talking. I wish I named myself something not so dumb. Anyway, it's nice to meet you, Yuri said. Yuri. Like Sayori said, I'm Gizmo. I smile at her, then turn to Monica. So, it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Gizmo. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year, which obviously means you know each other very well. I mean, it's kind of strange to say, but having her smile at me so genuinely makes me feel a bit starstruck. Sure, okay. The powers of school idol. You too, Monica. So, you guys run a club with just the four of you then, huh? Sayori told me about how you were looking for new members. Well, I've actually been trying to push for more members for a while, but we haven't had any luck recently. Ah, Sayori did say. My words dry up in my mouth as Natsuki shoots me a piercing glare. She looks pissed at me, but for what reason, I don't know. I haven't really had the chance to do much besides walk in and say hello. Well, women these days can't... Am I right? Am I right? I'm joking. Sayori, you brought a boy. Yep, he told me he wanted to join just this morning. Not sure if it's just Sayori being an airhead again, but I don't recall promising that I'd join. Great. Natsuki glowers? Glowers? Is that what that's a... Natsuki glowers at us, folding her arms with an irritated huff. I don't really get why, though. I don't either. Sorry about Natsuki. That's just how she is. She's a little standoffish to new members. I could see that. Oh, it's nothing. I don't mind. Hey, I'm right here, you know. Haha, sorry. I've got to try to make a good impression, though. Come on, Natsuki. We need new members. If you don't feel like being nice to Gizmo, you can at least be nice for me. Or, like being nice to Gizmo, you can at least be nice for me, please. Geez, you don't have to make me such a... to make such a big deal out of it. I cannot read. Fine, if you're gonna beg, I guess I have no choice. Hooray! Thanks, Natsuki. Looks like I know who the tsundere of the group is now. Ah. Anyway, it's almost comical the extent to which Natsuki fits that trope. Well, maybe my view of the world is just clouded by anime influences, though. Same. Aren't we all like that? Anyway, let's get this conversation back on track, How'd you come to learn about the literature club, Gizmo? Through Sayori, likely. Probably my answer. I'll have to admit, I'm a bit curious about that myself. Sayori and I were just talking... Oh, we're just walking to school when she mentioned this club to me. Since I was sort of looking for a club to join, I figured that I should check you guys out. At any rate, Sayori was really enthusiastic about the literature club, so... Monica beams at Sayori when she hears this. Guess Sayori has done a good job at advertising for the club. She's the spokesman for the club. Spokeswoman for the club. I see. Well, I think this is a great place to start. After all, books can be very enticing. Actually, I think yeah, Natsuki and never mind. I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's super fun. I think the club is the only place where I've been feeling comfortable lately. Sayori face falls for a moment, but she quickly picks herself back up. It's somewhere I could just sit and read while hanging out with friends. I think they summed up the club pretty well. After all, I started it to bring together like-minded people who love literature. I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. It's very cozy. But enough introductions, why don't you come and take a seat, Gizmo? Did you bring anything to read? As she asks that, I realize I'm not much of a reader, much less someone who loves literature. Yeah. To be honest, I haven't thought this through very well. Would joining a club that focuses on reading really be the best thing for me? Oh, no, I don't really have any books on me at the moment. I just haven't seen any good titles recently. I lie through my teeth, hoping Monica doesn't see through my facade. I obviously don't read much, but if they believe that I do, hopefully it'll help me relate to these girls. Well, we have plenty of books here if you want to check out what we have. I'm sure you'll find something that matches your taste. Is that so? Then I guess I'll head over there. Maybe something might catch my eye. I start to sweat nervously as I walk awkwardly over to the bookshelf. There looks to be a good variety of books available, ranging in genre from horror, fantasy, all the way down to nonfiction. Sheepishly, I turn towards... which I should have saved before this. Well, Well, no going back now. This is what it means to go further beyond. Yori. Hey, could you help me pick out a book you think I'd like? I know Natsuki is into manga, but if I remember correctly, yeah, okay, so if I remember correctly, she's into horror, and so am I, so. Oh, I'd be happy to. If the prospect isn't too off-putting, I know a wonderful horror novel. To be honest, horror never particularly appealed to me. Still, I want to make an effort here. I have an open mind. What book were you thinking of? Blushing, Yuri bends down and removes a thick book from the bookcase. It has a large, piercing eye on the cover. It almost feels like she's staring into my soul. One of my personal favorites, Portrait of Markov. I know it might look intimidating, but sorry. She shakes her head and goes and put the... Ooh, wait, history? What is that? Oh, this is where... Okay, cool. Good. Anyway, she shakes her head and goes to put the book back, but I stop her. Don't worry about it. I'd love to check it out. What's it about? A coy smile plays across her face, as though she were pleasantly surprised by my enthusiasm. Let's see, the protagonist is a young high school student who moves in with her sister, but shortly after, sinister things start happening. The two are captured by an ominous, I'm an idiot! By an ominous cult that practices nightmarish experiments on their prisoners. Throughout the story, she's forced to make choices no one her age should have to make. In the process, her ability to trust others is warped, and many of her relationships are broken as a result. Pretty dark, but hey, I'd be lying if I said it didn't sound interesting. Well, it definitely sounds pretty engaging. I think I'll read this book then. Natsuki mumbles something, but she's just barely out of earshot. Really? You don't have to if you don't want to. I do. While this might not be what I usually pick, your description of the plot intrigued me. Although I have to ask, what makes this your favorite book? If I had to put it into words, I suppose I'm a big believer in literature's ability to challenge the psyche, so to have such an immersive tale question your ideals and foundations can be extremely exhilarating. She smiles and twirls along lavender okay, wow, hold on. She smiles and twirls a long lavender strand of hair around her finger. Words are immensely powerful. They can paint stunning portraits, invoke emotion, or even whisk oneself away to an entirely new dimension. Agreed. As she continues to speak, she transforms from the timid girl I met into a proud, confident expert. I get the impression that she feels more at home with books rather than other people. Isn't that exhilarating, Gizmo? We have such a vast vocabulary at our disposal. With such a powerful resource at our fingertips, we could do anything. I clear my throat, hoping that I don't put her off with my evident inexperience. Yeah, when you put it that way, I can understand how powerful the written words can be. I scratch the back of my head nervously. Fortunately, she finds that to be a satisfactory answer. One must look at the words the author chose. We have so many synonyms, so what compelled the author to shape their story the way they did? Fair. The feeling I get when I finally finish a truly compelling novel, it leaves me totally breathtaking. I wish I had some coherent response. Okay, I wish I had something as coherent to respond with. We might as well be from different planets. I think I know what you mean. She closes her eyes, pulling her hands close to her chest. Then, as though remembering she's not alone, she suddenly blinks and immediately appears more bashful. Oof. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. I must have gotten lost in my train of thought. She fidgets with a thin clip of her hair, sliding it up and down. Hey, don't worry about it. It's nice to see you talk about something you obviously enjoy. Who's to say otherwise? Yuri glances over to Natsuki, who simply raises her eyebrow in reply. Ah, does Natsuki not like these kinds of stories? She sighs. Ah! And turns to look out of the window. That's putting it lightly. We have our differences in what we enjoy literature-wise. She frowns slightly, as though pained by Natsuki's apparent disapproval. Well, I think everyone's different tastes are what make literature interesting, especially when talking about it with other people. I can't help but grin. I feel like that was actually pretty clever. Yeah, nice. You're just like, good job. Anyway, yes, that's a good way of looking at it. I reach over and take portrait of Markov from her, tucking it under my arm. Well, I'll give this a bit of a read and see how far I can get tonight. I appreciate you giving it a chance, even if it's not something you're used to. I'll be looking forward to hearing your opinion. I must warn you though, once you get past the first few chapters, you might have trouble putting it down. And perhaps tomorrow, I mean, if you wanted to, we could discuss it. She looks quite nervous as she suggests that. Guess that's just how her personality is. Yeah, oh god, yeah, we can do that tomorrow. Thanks for the recommendation, Yuri. I do need to branch out and try new things. This will be a good place to start. I'm grateful that I get to read it on my own, at least for now. I honestly have no idea if I'll even like it, and if I were reading it with her and decided I didn't, that might make things a little awkward. Yeah, that would. With the book in hand, I make my way to a desk. The others are all now preoccupied, so this seems like a convenient time to start the story. Ooh, do we? It's definitely an unusual book. Horror was never really my thing, but I have to admit the main idea is intriguing and the main characters are written well. The more I read, the more I can easily... Oh god. The more I read, the more I can see why it appeals to Yuri. All that talk about appreciating sophisticated language. While it's not my kind of story, to their credit, the author does a good job building up a rather bleak situation, right? Right? Just right? Is this a real story, by the way? Be interesting to know. I've never been particularly imaginative, but even I can picture the scenes in my head. If I weren't so tired, I could probably engage with it a bit more. Over time, I can't help but grow a little bored though. I guess I've read enough to be able to discuss it with Yuri tomorrow, so I decided to call it there. Looking up, I spot Sayori reading something. Might as well see what she's up to. I've probably read this for long enough. Standing up with a stretch, I make my way to the next seat over to the I make my way over to take a seat next to her. Jesus, I can't talk. Anyway, I believe this is where we're gonna end it off. This has been a great story though. Story. A great story. A great great experience so far. So yeah, like if you like, subscribe if you would like, subscribe, comment, share with your pals, help people become a fellow gizmo today. I can't speak, but yeah, bye bye.